Hi, welcome to my channel. The game I'm going to play for you all is a demo. It's the demo version of a game that I have been working on for a few months or so with my friends. The first floor of it is almost fully completed. It has every single room. It's just missing some dialogue, like a decent amount from here and there, but otherwise it's the first section of the game is basically done. I am not going to play all of it. I just want to play up to a certain point so I can show you guys what I have, and hopefully you'll be interested enough to play it for yourself. And if you are, you can find the demo on my dev blog, listed under the game's name in the navigation bar. Another thing that's missing is the character portraits, but I figured they weren't that important yet, that I would just do them later, so yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and skip over the extra rooms. Down here is a room, and over here in the upper right is a room. I'm gonna go ahead and skip over them, just because I don't want this demonstration to take too long. Almost, like, a lot of things in this game are, you can interact with them. A lot of them you can only interact, like, you'll interact with it and you'll only get one text box. Okay. So, that went by a lot faster. If you say, look, you can look around more than you can back out all of that and keep checking around. But a lot of things are interactable. You'll only get one text box for most of them, but for some of them you will get multiple, and I think there's at least one thing where you have to persist a couple of times and then you'll get something new. I think maybe only about, I want to say maybe about 3 to 5 times, so not too many, and I would not go clicking on everything just because. What else? For Makito, since she's my character and I handle all of her dialogue, I tried to put in as many unique quotes as I can think of. I think it drops off of, well, I think the unique quotes are gonna drop off, like, the further I get into the story, or, well, the game, but it is a story too. But for right now, I attempt things. There are 3 ways to fully wake up Makito, because in the room I was just in, you would not be able to do anything. You would not be able to go downstairs. But if you interact with the door, the bed, or Olive over here, who is one of Pep's characters, then you will fully wake up and you won't be able to continue on with the game. Okay. Then I'll show off down here. This is Steel, one of Proto's characters, and Holly, another one of my characters. She is, well, save point. You can also interact with these corners for more information, and that for more information, and this window, and this bed. You'll get the most information in her dream, though, before she actually wakes up. And, you know, so on and so forth. Just, if anything looks like you might be able to interact with it, go ahead and do it. I mean, there's certain parts where there isn't any dialogue right now, like, mostly in the later parts of the demo, but, yeah, that's not properly timed. I think it is decently timed for Steel's version, I'm not sure. And you'll get different dialogue if you have someone accompanying you. Let me think. I feel like there was something else I wanted to say. Now, I had an issue with getting the game to behave correctly while you were playing as someone other than Makito for that little spot, so I made a workaround. And, well, now we have all three now we have all three protagonists together. And if you ask them to move, they'll move for a minute, wait a moment, and then come back to you. This is for just in case you get stuck somewhere, such as in the corner over here, because you can't walk through them. The first Caterpillar code I tried, you could. But I didn't like that. I wanted you to still be able to interact with the characters, which it would not let you. It was just cosmetic, as far as I could tell. You know, just visually having the characters chill behind you. I much prefer them physically doing it. I know in other games, the character would kind of just walk into yours and disappear. Yeah, you can't talk to them right now. And this is the spot where you can't examine anything yet. I'll fix that in a bit. Or like, maybe like the next update. But I prefer you to be able to interact with your party members, like it's just fun. It's fun. Okay, so after you wait for a little bit, wander around. Alright, this is one of Proto's characters. And, he looks quite a bit like a villain. And I think Proto, looked back at Crater later, like, during one of the playtests. I was like, oh, he really does look like a villain, doesn't he? I was like, yeah! I feel like I tried to tell that to him the first time Crater came up, but I don't really remember. And it works anyway. I think it gives him a nice, imposing look for the game. And I don't really know what I'm gonna do with him. Yeah. He's kind of just an enigma that moves the plot forward at the moment. Okay. So over here, these guys don't follow you properly. That was intentional on my part. I want them to, you know, walk at their own pace. So. Full game will probably contain some backtracking. Not like mandatory backtracking, but like you could go back and find some secrets or something, I guess. But right now I don't think I've included like any of that. Originally I wasn't going to allow it at all because I did not realize that you could increase the size of the room. So all of my rooms were just these teeny tiny little squares, and it was a pain in the butt. You see this room that is like all one thing? When I originally made this game, this was one screen, another screen, another screen, and another screen. So we're gonna go over here now. Okay, this is another one of Pep's characters, and if you stand in her way, you will break her walking cycle. Another one of my characters. This is Aloe. By the way, that's Ruby. And of course, you can talk to them both and generally just run around. I was talking about something. So, yeah. If you see these papers lying around, you can stand on them, and you can read them. This, of course, has dialogue. I just didn't feel like reading it. I want you guys to check out all this stuff by yourselves. Now, if you go in and read the memo again, the first one, not the rest, it will have changed. Pretty much everything in this part of the game is finalized. Everything has its dialogue, and I haven't noticed any big glitches. It's also home to the first optional thing, which is getting Aloe to come with you. Ruby joining you is mandatory though, and she'll just lead herself through this hallway. And there. She's moved on. You get a limited time to actually try talking to her. If possible, I want to add like a new game plus to this, but I don't think it's gonna happen anytime soon. I think I found a script for it, but I couldn't get it to work. So I was just like, you know what, I'll remove it. Or maybe that was with a different thing. Same program though. Alright, so you see I'm walking in this very tiny area here. That's because if you go past any of the characters, you in any spot, you will activate the next cutscene, and I'm going to stop here so you guys can see that for yourselves. It could take a couple of minutes or a lot longer, it just depends on how thorough you're being. And yeah, I hope you guys will enjoy the demo. I would really love some feedback. If you guys encounter any glitches, I want to know about it. I need to know about it. I need to know so I can improve it. And like I said, basically every room is made. The only one that you can't properly access through normal gameplay is the one down here in the lower left. After you get a certain trigger, you can walk to a certain square and a certain tile and use the action button to just pop into that last room. And I think I'll add something fun, like a little Easter egg, before I update the demo, which is something I'm going to do right after I finish recording, because I had to fix some glitches. So that if you guys do find that tile to get into the room, you have something to look at besides the room itself. But yeah, you won't be able to walk into it quite yet. That's because I still have more dialogue, and I think maybe 1 or 2 more big cutscenes to do, which is going to come after all of the dialogue, so I know what I'm working with. And yeah, I think that's about it. See you later, guys.